So I want to transition to, you love hip hop, obviously. You embody it, every ounce of it from the BX. You have a deep appreciation for visual art. These worlds are coming together. You see the similarities, obviously, right? They come from the same place at the same time. No permission, they needed to be resourceful. You start No Commission. I want to get into this. And it's 100% of the proceeds go to the artist. Talk to me about why No Commission. What about visual art did you want to change? And what part of that change do you see that is equally the same issue in the music business?
Well, No Commission is definitely my baby, and we're about to transition into the part 2 platform of that. But what got me into No Commission to start it was I was curating all these shows in Miami, and I was lending my collection to different shows, and I was seeing how their audience was increasing. I was seeing how the communication of the fairs were increasing. I was seeing how the younger artists that were in my collection that nobody paid attention to started getting love. But then I also was seeing that a lot of artists I cared about in them shows needed a ride home on a plane, needed a hotel room after they just sold like $500,000 worth of work, to the point where I couldn't even buy them any work because it was sold out. And I'm just like, damn, like you just sold out your show, like you can't get home, So it was like small things like that that just started to annoy me and irritate me. And then I just started to figure out, like, damn, the galleries win, the fair win, the collector wins, but the artists kind of got to find their way home. But we building all of these big announcements and things about the artists, but it's not about the artists. I was like, well, let's do a fair where it's 100% about the artists, right? And for the first time, let the artists actually really be celebrated and keep 100% of their sales. And then also let's create an entry point for the people that feel like art is only for rich people, because that's how they boxed a lot of our culture out, was by making it feel like we didn't have access to it. So in No Commissions, you can get something for $30 or 500,000. You can be a part of the conversation, but if you go around during Basel at this time when I'm thinking of this, if you didn't have 5,000 and up, 10,000, 20,000, and that's on the small shows, it wasn't no conversation to be had.
So, Swizz, you are one of these most culturally curious people I've ever met, and we share that. We share that now in our conversations and our dialogue. In this example, is the gallery owner the equivalent of the record company?
Yeah.
So the gallery owns the record company. The artist makes the work. He gives it to a gallery. The gallery owner owns the rights to sell that work. And whatever they sell it at, that's their money, and the artists walk away with only a portion of the proceeds. And in your case, you've seen not even enough to get home. They look bigger, they're famous. No, I'm not asking you. I want to understand the relationship between the art business and the music business, if there is any, as you look at both of them.
Well, for me, I think music and art is brothers and sisters, and this is why I have a little bit of a problem, because what make me different as a creative than Kehinde Wiley, right? And I'm gonna tell you what makes me different is that when I sell my track, I get paid enough money throughout the years where I can afford his art without even making no more music from that particular song that I'm getting paid on. He sells that art. He don't participate no more, right? So I'm working on something that's called the Dean's Choice that's going to really help that issue. And I've been working with Sotheby's. I've been working with a couple of the auction houses, because it's really
So there's no royalty for them. They don't get continued Yeah, it's just done. So just everybody out here in SelectCon, this is the art world. You come, United Masters, you hear a lot about the music business. I want to go, Swizz is talking about art right now. He's saying that these artists make their work. They sell it one time. They can sell it one time for $10,000. That thing could sell 10 years later for $50 million. They don't see a nickel. Zero.
I don't feel good. That don't sit good with me. I don't like it. It don't sit good with me. And we're gonna change it. I just don't like it. Even if it was 5%, I'm cool, but it's something. You know what I mean? Like is I just don't like it. Especially right now where African American artists are breaking a lot of records.
Well, you a big part of
we're
that,
part
Swizz. Swizz, you played a
I
big
know,
part in
and
that. I mean,
yeah, and I'm happy to be a part of it, but I also want to fix the part of it that needs to be fixed. And that's the part right there. Like if Henry Taylor or Kahinde, like these auctions that just happened today and yesterday, I like that the value is going up, and their next shows will show that value. The next shows will show the value because they'll say, oh, this sold at X, Y, and Z for auction, so I can up my price 100,000 or 50,000 or 80,000. I like that part, but I just feel that we should be way, way, way ahead of that part. It's 2020. Like what are we talking about?
Swizz, I think I think you're 100% correct on that, and you've certainly been the bridge, the connector between hip hop culture and the visual art world. And when just to reference to everybody, when I said Swizz has been a big part of that, there was a Kerry James Marshall, who's a very famous artist whose work sold for $21+ million, and our own Sean Diddy Combs bought that work, and Swizz was his right hand, helping guiding him through that. And that was a very important moment when we look back in art history, because it was the highest selling living African American artist living price. And the
Still
fact of the
is.
matter is that it still is, and that rose boats for everybody. That rose everybody's value and brought the right attention to that. Swizz,
Yeah,
moving right
that day was a
along.
game changer. That day was a game
Oh,
changer.
it was a
The market
It was
went
a
up.
celebration.
Yeah, we went crazy that day.
It was a celebration.